Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Draymond Green reveals most encouraging part of Warriors' win over Rockets. The Golden State Warriors have had quite the roller coaster ride on their way to this point. At one point, the team was the number 12 seed in the Western Conference. But after a trade that brought in Jimmy Butler, they completely turned around their season. Even at the end of the season, the Warriors weren't playing their best basketball, losing 2 of their final 3 games, which forced them into the NBA play-in tournament. It looked as though the Warriors had returned to their winning form when they opened up a 20-point lead midway through the third quarter Sunday night. But the young Rockets kept chipping away at the big lead and managed to lower it to 9 going into the fourth quarter. They cut it even lower, down to 4, but every time, the Warriors responded with big shots and didn't let them get any closer. It resembled an old-school basketball game. Instead of games ending with both teams well into the 100s in scoring, this one ended just 95-85. Stephen Curry and Butler combined for 56. One player who struggled to find a rhythm was Draymond Green. He finished with just 4 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists in 36 minutes. However, Green is still encouraged after the Game 1 win. "I think we can play a lot better," Green said. "That's the encouraging part about it. I don't think we played very well at all. But we still gotta find a way to win, and we did that with our defense. Playoffs, it don't matter how it looks, you just gotta find a way and then get better and come back an improved team the next game." It may have took Golden State by surprise when they saw the Houston Rockets going with such a big lineup. Golden State lacks size, and that's exactly what the Rockets threw at the Warriors when they had Alperen Sengun and Steven Adams out there at the same time. It will be interesting to see if the Rockets use that big lineup again and how the Warriors respond to it as the series progresses. For adjustments the Rockets must make to win Game 2. Houston Rockets fans are used to losing to the Warriors. That doesn't mean they like it. They can't stand it. Someday, this demon needs to be exorcised. This is a completely different Rockets squad. The Warriors they're facing resemble their rivals from the past. No matter what happens, Steph Curry is smiling after draining an impossible shot, and Draymond Green is taking every earthly measure to be annoying. It's a never-ending nightmare. In Game 1, Rockets fans waited to wake up screaming. It didn't happen. The team was able to whittle a 23-point lead down to 3, but in the end, they suffered a 95-85 defeat. Here are 4 adjustments they can make to win the next one. 1. Execute the offense. This will be the predominant talking point, and it should be. The Rockets could not find a bucket in Game 1 unless it came from Alperen Sengun. He had 26 points on 11-18 shooting from the field, but he couldn't carry the Rockets. Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet were a combined 7 for 34 from the field. That's not a typo. A particularly grisly 2-13 mark from VanVleet left the Rockets with no answers in half-court sets. Let's be honest, 85 points will never be enough to beat the Warriors. The Rockets will continue looking to win a rock fight, but they need to start throwing some boulders. How can they generate more offense? Amen Thompson started to find a groove down the stretch. More production from him would be helpful, but the answer truly lies with Jalen Green. The Rockets need him to be a dynamic offensive option for the Rockets to win games in this series. 2. Protect the rock. All season long, the Rockets have been winning the possession battle. That's meant dominating the glass and minimizing their turnovers. They managed the first half of that strategy. Houston enjoyed a 52-36 advantage in rebounding. Unfortunately, the turnover component of the plan was missing. The Rockets gave up the rock 16 times. Granted, the Warriors had 11 turnovers of their own. That's not good enough. The Rockets can't keep the turnover battle competitive, they need to win it. Give Golden State credit. They were hyperactive on defense, and it flustered the Rockets. To win Game 2, they need to maintain their composure. 3. Run more lineups. Much has been said about the Rockets' double big lineups. Their ability to potentially dominate a small Warriors team has been noted. In Game 1, the Alperen Sengun/Steven Adams minutes went fairly well. This is a viable strategy in the playoffs, and the Rockets know that now. What else might work? Why not space the Warriors out by running Jabari Smith Jr. at the 5 more? The Rockets could maintain a size, or height, at least, advantage with those lineups and match, or exceed, the Warriors' shooting. That's the main wrinkle I'd like to see Udoka add to the game plan lineup-wise. It could also behoove him to see if Aaron Holiday, or even Reed Shepherd, has the hot hand when VanVleet is struggling. The Rockets are a versatile team, and they should lean into that advantage. 4. Contain one star. If Steph Curry or Jimmy Butler goes off, the Rockets have the depth to withstand their barrage. If they both go off, it's time to look ahead to the next game. Last night, that's what happened. Butler and Curry were a combined 22 of 38 from the field. The Rockets didn't have an answer for either, and vicariously, they didn't have an answer for the Warriors. It's not an easy task. The Rockets threw bodies at Curry all night. They did what they could to stifle his superhuman three-point shooting, and the shots fell anyway. There's no game planning for a locked-in Butler. When playoff Jimmy comes around, he's one of the best tough shot makers in NBA history. The best strategy is to contain his best teammate and let him try to beat you on his own. Last night, he had too much help. The Rockets can't let Curry and Butler play so well at the same time in the same game. If they do, they will lose. New report on potential trade destination for Jonathan Kuminga. The Golden State Warriors walked away successful in the opening weekend of the NBA playoffs, taking Game 1 over the second-seeded Houston Rockets in a defensive-minded game that saw Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler be too much to handle for Houston. Going forward in the series and potentially the rest of the playoffs, it appears the Warriors have their vision. However, that also means that Golden State might not look back into putting Jonathan Kuminga in their rotation, as the former lottery pick hasn't touched the floor for them since April 11. While an injury did derail his season, a new report reveals that Golden State could be working with a familiar trade partner to make a move off Kuminga. According to the Mark Stein Substack, Golden State could explore a sign-in trade with the Brooklyn Nets, given their positioning with an abundance of cap space. Therefore, a sign-in trade could make sense for Golden State to send the young forward to Brooklyn and look to bring back their pick from the Dennis Schroeder deal and other assets. Before going down with an injury, Kuminga was averaging 21.0 points per game in December and looking well on his way to earning a contract extension in Golden State. Now, with how the rotation has panned out, Kuminga's future looks like it will be happening elsewhere. Holding the sixth-best odds at the first overall pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, landing Kuminga could help the Nets start to form an interesting young core in Brooklyn. And you fan? What do you think about Jonathan Kumigan's situation? Write to us in the comments.